Hello, hello, can you see me? Just let me know if you can see me, then I know that we are live. Okay. Okay, sorry for the delay, guys. Just let me know if you guys can see me. Those who have joined us, please like the stream, please share the stream, please let everyone know who is preparing for CAT to join the stream. It's based on DI tables. So please let me know if you guys are able to see me and you're able to hear me properly. If everything is fine, just let me know, and we'll be starting soon. Sorry about the delay. We had a issue with the connectivity slightly. Sorry. So good to see Riyanshi and Biprajit. Sorry to keep you guys waiting, and we'll be starting very soon. Those who have joined the stream, please like the stream, please share the stream with whoever is preparing for CAT. Good to see 25 people here. So hopefully by the time we start, I see more participation. These will be data interpretation sets that we'll discuss today. So through the series that we have been having, I've been trying to cover mostly slightly on the like moderate to hard side questions from LRDI. We have gone quite a bit in detail with LR. Now I'm looking a bit more at the DI sets. Particularly in this particular stream, I want to take a look at DI sets based on tables. And there are two specific types of sets that I'll be looking at in this particular stream. Firstly, as you guys have joined us on YouTube, please go to kraku.in/live. Okay. Okay, when will the test start? The test will start at slightly 5-minute delay. So it will start at 8:05. Okay, so please join and go to kraku.in/live. The test will be at kraku.in/live. It will be 2 DI sets. The first set would be basically on essentially time related data or table with time sets as such. Time or data over years. So data can be split over years or over periods of time. So that would be a 12 minutes easy set as such. This is something that if it actually comes in CAT, you should definitely solve. Then the second set would be a slightly harder set, but still a very doable set. If any of this comes in actual CAT, you should definitely do. The second set will be based on connected data sets. See, whenever you have DI tables with data tables, those are generally the sets you should always attempt because they are very doable. They'll not be impossible to do or you'll not get stuck. The only problem with those kind of DI sets is that they might take more time, but you will get to the answer for sure. So this would be, the second set would be connected data sets. I'm giving you more time over here, 14 minutes. Both of these are actually very doable, and if you actually get in CAT, you should do. So let's those guys who are joining us, Abhishek, hi, and everyone, Aman, good evening to all of you. And if you are joining us, please like the stream. I see many people have joined by now, so I request you to please like the stream. I think my target of 200 likes is a bit on the ambitious side, but I hope that we get it this time. It would mean a lot to us if we get 200 likes because it motivates our team to actually do more of these sessions. We'll try to have more and more of these sessions coming closer to CAT, and the number of sessions depends entirely on how many likes we get. So please like this stream. If you are part of any Telegram groups, any WhatsApp groups which are preparing for CAT, please share the YouTube link over there so that more people can join us. If we see a lot of participation, it helps us a lot in motivating us in finding good sets to give and giving you like a good stream as such. So please like the stream, please share the stream. Hi, good evening Aniket, and good to see all of you guys over here. These will be slightly, these are easy to moderate sets, and they are important that if any easy to moderate DI set actually comes in CAT, you should be able to completely crack it. So I want to make sure that you guys are able to solve all of these sets. Okay. Any prediction regarding the number of reduction in number of questions in CAT 2021? I feel that they will try to bring it down closer to either 24 or 25 in CAT. I think 24 is more likely in quant and verbal, and the DILR will go down to 20, but 20 would be 4 into 5 sets kind of thing. I think the 6 question set was not a very good choice, or it basically created a element of chance. I feel for many students, they might have felt hard done by if they spent like 20 minutes trying to do a 6-question set and didn't do it properly. So the 6-question set added an extra layer of unnecessary uncertainty. So there might be a chance that they might do away with the 6-question set. If they don't do away, I still feel that the number of questions might drop down to 20 as such over there. Again, I don't want to speculate without them confirming anything. So let us wait for an official notification. But I don't believe there will be a drastic reduction in the number of questions. There will be only a moderate reduction in the number of questions. Okay, so good to see all of you guys. I see 57 people on the stream and on YouTube, and only 27 on Kraku. So please go to kraku.in/live. I'll try to start the set first at exactly at 8:05. Guys who are joining us, if you are just beginning your preparation for CAT, if you're looking for a structured way to prepare for CAT, please do check out our 2 months crash course. The 2 months crash course starting Monday is it's a very organized course in the sense that every day you get what exactly you have to prepare for that particular day. You get all the concepts that you have to see, all the the tests that you have to take, the practice you have to do, the mocks you have to solve. Everything is given in a proper schedule, so you don't have to sit there and think what should I do today. And we have like hundreds of videos, we have thousands of questions, so you'll never actually exhaust the total amount of content that we have. So we will make sure that you're properly prepared for CAT if you stick to our schedule. So if you're looking for something like that, please do check out our 2 months crash course. Okay, good to see many people over on YouTube, and please like the stream, please share the stream, and please go to kraku.in/live. The test will start there. When you go to kraku.in/live, you will see initially a YouTube window and some ads etc. over here, and nothing much over there other than the YouTube window, but just keep that open, because after I post the first set, it is going to come just below that YouTube window, and you will see view instructions here. Many people try to read the question set or the instruction set from the video. It will be very difficult to do that, primarily because the font size will be lower on the video as such. So please go to actualkraku.in and open this and click on the view instructions link so that you can see the full instructions as such. So I hope all of you go over to kraku.in/live. The current this will be live if you go to kraku.in/live, the first set will be posted there at 8:05. Okay, I'll try to answer some of your questions, and I'll also give you a brief idea of how to solve these sets soon. Okay, so Divyansh is asking, last time we got to know the number of questions on D-Day. So yeah, again, in this case, basically what they told in the bulletin was that mostly they'll keep the same format. They won't tinker around it with too much. But again, if they say they're going to decrease, whether it's not going to be a big decrease from 26 to say 20. It will be a small decrease from say 26 to somewhere down to 23 to 25. That would be it. Now, how much would it affect you in quant and verbal section? I'm not really sure it would affect a lot. But in DILR, if they change the number of questions per set, then it can actually impact in the way that it can change your strategy, and it can prevent you from like going after a set which is impossible. So that is the only thing that I think you have to think about in terms of this. Again, we'll have to consider both scenarios and have a proper strategy for both scenarios. If it is still a 6-question set, like if there are 20 with 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4, I would still suggest that you should at least try to do 6, 4, 4 and like do first 4, 1, 4 of these two, which is easy, then the 6 and then the other 4. If it is still 24, then you have to use the same this as always. If it is plus 4 or something like that, still 24, then you should go 4 plus 6 plus 4 in that case also. Even if it is down to 20, again you would stick with the same formula. Now instead of this, if they give all are 4 questions, then it is actually easier for students, because you don't have to make a choice between a 6-question set which will take more time versus a 4-question set. Then you can actually go with what you're most comfortable with. Then your strategy will be what are my strengths, and then just go with that. That would actually make life much easier for a lot of students. But we can't hope for that to happen. So if that happens, then your job is easier. If that doesn't happen, still I would say go for 4 plus 6, 6 plus 4 plus 4. So that should be your idea going into CAT. Okay, so let us approximation techniques over data over year set, like increase over year sets. So Saurabh, basically when you are calculating rate, you need to figure out one easy way to actually reduce the time required is to remember quick calculations of how much each rate is going to be over time. So 1.1 mostly you would know. 1.1 is 1.1 raised to 1 is 1.1, 1.1 raised to 2 is 1.21. So if you want to reduce the time required for rate, roughly remember the table for like say 1.75, so 7.5% and 12.5% and 20% also. So you will know at least the rough range in which the rate of return or rate of change lies if it is over the years cumulative aggregate as such. But again, when it comes to fractions and calculation of rate, when you do approximation techniques, just see we have a video on approximation techniques. When it comes to division, just know how to do a quick calculation and find out the approximate range and then use the options. That would be the smartest thing to do. Don't rely on the calculator, because the calculator in most cases will take too much time, especially in a proper DI set as such. So good to see there are a lot of people who have joined us. Those who have joined us, please like the stream, please share the stream with whoever is preparing for CAT. Also, please head over to krakow.in/live. Okay, we will be having or posting our first set exactly at 8:05 p.m. So let's see most of. I hope to see most of you there. There's still 67 here and 51 on krakow.in/live. So please head over to krakow.in/live. I will be posting the first set in 3 minutes. Okay. So let us first begin with how to solve these particular sets with connected. Firstly, I'll tell you about data over years, and then I'll tell you about connected data sets. So firstly, when you have data over years, the basic formula that I do or the basic method that I use is the method of accounting. So when you have, say for example, consider accounting, okay, you have an opening balance, then you have the additions done in the year, the deletions done in year, and closing balance. If you use the opening balance, closing balance method or that table for data over the years, the problem becomes very simple. It need not be over years, over any time period or any part as such. For example, if you have people going from 4th grade to 5th grade to 6th grade, all of that is essentially data over different time periods. Whenever you have that method, essentially figure out, okay, what are the time periods T1, T2, T3, T4. So write them as like this, T1, T2, T3, T4. And whenever data flows from one time period to the second time period, say what is the opening balance. Okay, then say what is the addition, what is the deletion, then you say what is the closing balance. So for example, if you have people over the strength of a school in different classes, 5th grade there are 100 people, 100 children, in 6th grade there are 200 children, and basically when you have all that, okay, these many people joined this year, these many people left this year, whenever you have something like that, just say what was the opening balance. So in 5th grade, how many students were there? Say 85 were there, say 5 joined and 2 left. Then what would be the closing balance? That would mean that this would be 85 plus 5 minus 2. So this would be 88. Okay, so whenever you have something like that, just do this opening balance, addition, deletion, closing balance method. It will become very simple to solve any data interpretation set over the years, over any time period, where essentially data flows from one year to another. So what is the flow of data over here? Whatever is the closing balance of T1 becomes the opening balance of T2. That is the basic idea. So you say, okay, this is the opening balance, what is the addition, what is the deletion, whatever is the closing balance over here becomes the closing balance, opening balance of the second row. Easy peasy. This is how you solve all data interpretation sets over years, over time periods. Now let's take a look at the other one, which is basically data interpretation sets which have connected data sets. So for example, if you have that you have the number of sales and you have like profit margin. So you have say phone A, B, C, and you have say information about their sales in particular offices, sales in 1, sales in 2, something like that. And another one is basically similarly where you have profit margin in 1 and profit margin in 2. The only thing you have to do when you have connected data sets is basically merge these two rows. So if you understand computer engineering or something like that, when you have like databases, you have to take union of sets, right? Similarly, you have to take the union of these tables. You have to find out what element essentially joins these two tables. that particular column should be there to join table 1 and table 2. That is the whole thing. So if you consider sales 1, sales 2, if you have to join those two sets, how would you do that? So you would say that, okay, this is say sales 1, sales in year 1 and sales in year 2, and this is say year 1, year 2. You have to basically then join and say that, okay, year 1 this is the profit margin, year 2 this is the profit margin. So it will come over in a tilted format as such. So whatever is the joining factor, I have just given you a random example over here, but just understand what is the joining factor or the common attribute between these two tables. There might be a column which is in common, or there might be an implicit column which can be derived from both parts. Or it can be essentially, if it is like this is a table of 5 rows and 2 columns, this is a table of 2 rows and 5 columns, the product of these two. Essentially just figure out what is the one table you can form from both these data sets such that both are connected to each other. You have to essentially make one table out of these two different data sets to get the final answer or output, so that you can actually answer this. So essentially all the data over here should be fitting into this, all the data over here should be fitting into this. You have to figure out what attribute is common between these two sets to take the union of those two tables. That is the basic idea behind DI tables with connected data sets. Okay, so I have to now give you the first DI set. Hope you guys are ready. Those who have joined, I see there are 80 people on YouTube, but only 60 over here. So please quickly head over to kraku.in/live. I'll be posting the first question in like less than a minute. So please go to kraku.in/live. I'll be answering some of your queries after posting the first set. So please go over to kraku.in/live. I'll be posting it in under a minute. So please, I hope you are already there and you're ready with a pen and paper. Okay, so let's get started. The first one is an easy set. I fully expect you guys to get it. Okay, so let's go. The first set is now live. Okay, I just increase the font size a bit, but I still hope you guys go to view instructions to actually see the data. The table here is of a smaller size, so you won't be able to see it properly. Go to kraku.in/live and there you will see the questions posted. Once you go down, you will see the YouTube window, then the question posted. Click on view instructions to see the actual instructions as such. Don't try to read it from here. Here the font of the table will be too small. Okay, so let me try to so let me try to answer some of the queries. So Dipanshu asked, ma'am, questions have been reduced, will you update mocks? See, if they tell us what they have been reduced to, we will update mocks and reduce the questions. But unless we know how much, what would be the difference or what will be the change, it is difficult to speculate and do it without actual knowledge as such what it will be. I think personally it will be 24 and 24, 22, 22 and 24, but I don't know for sure how much it will be. So without knowing, having an official release, we are essentially waiting for that before we really change our mocks as such. Once if it is actually released, how much what would the distribution would be, we will update our mocks immediately. So it will take us hardly a day to update our mocks in that particular case. Last week of October, if it is last week of October, we will change that. Essentially last week of October, I think when they release your hall ticket, so they're going to give the hall ticket on 27th October. I think around the same time they will give the format also. If that is the case, we'll update all our mocks then. We will actually try to reduce some of the questions going forward, but it will be a more conservative reduction rather than a dramatic reduction. So from 26 we might go down to 24, but I don't want to overcorrect or reduce it too far down and not give enough choice for those who are attempting as such. But this is definitely something we are thinking. It won't be 22, 22, 22. I don't think that would be the case because each set of DILR doesn't take the same amount of time as quant and this. So there was always a ratio between like 34, 32, 34. Even when it reduced down, it was 26, 24, 26. So I feel there will still be a reduction. It won't be equal, but your guess is as good as mine as to what the actual numbers would be. So Nilabra is asking, ma'am, my mock score in VIS is decreasing with every mock due to less accuracy in RCs. Could you share any tip? So firstly, Nilabra, if I was in your position, what I would do immediately is I'll start firstly making sure that I improve my accuracy going into CAT. So first thing is start practicing RCs. With each RC, make sure you're writing down the main point of the paragraph while reading it. You do active reading, which is basically you read a paragraph, write the main point, read a paragraph, write the main point. I know many people find that cumbersome or time consuming, and they feel that they won't have actual time to solve a CAT paper like that, but that will improve your accuracy quite a bit. And if you do it during your practice test, for example, your topic test in reading comprehension, you will start doing it faster and faster, fast enough for you to do on actual CAT day. So firstly, take a lot of topic tests, solve a lot of RCs, do 2 RCs every single day, and make sure your accuracy improves by doing active reading. Now the second thing that you have to do is then now focus on sectionals after you have done the topic test. Keep solving a lot of sectionals. I would say apart from 1 mock a week, you should also do 1 verbal VARC sectional every week as such. These are basically remedial measures to catch up, so that whenever you identify there is a problem, you should immediately take remedial measures for that particular topic, that particular section. So this is something that you need to start doing immediately. Okay, how can I choose paragraphs from RC? So what do you mean choose paragraphs? You mean choose which RCs to attempt? Pankaj, basically which RCs to attempt? There is definitely a correlation in accuracy and your ability to understand or grasp a concept, particularly if you are good at that concept to begin with. For example, some people find economic passages easy to read. Some find economic arguments very difficult to understand. So where you lie, you will have to identify, okay, these are areas where I can do well. Sports, natural interest in sports means that you understand even complicated passages based on sports fairly easily. So if you have an actual natural inclination towards any particular topic, definitely pick those topics first. Second would be readability. Anything which is quickly readable definitely would be something that you would make lesser mistakes in. Finally, it would be basically something where you find that the questions are not very subjective. They are more on the objective type. All of these have been given as reasons, except in those kind of questions, your accuracy will be naturally high. So all of these are ways in which you can pick. But the first way I would always suggest is pick something that you like to read and have a good understanding of, because there your accuracy will be the highest as such. Okay. So let us see how many people have, how much time has gone. So 6.5 minutes, and people have already solved much of it. So good going, and so many people have gotten it correct. Good to know that there's this is an easy set after a long time. So good to know all of these guys are doing so well. Hari says, good evening, man. Good evening to you too, Hari. And good to see so many people actually coming here and attending and attempting the sets and all. And after a very long time, I have seen that good a ratio between correct and wrong. So I'm very, very happy. I'm glad all of you guys are improving as week on week. So that is something very good to see. Okay, those guys who are on YouTube and not joined krakow.in/live, please go to krakow.in/live. The test is going on there. You still have a chance to solve the particular set. So please go to krakow.in/live. And also those guys who have joined in, please like the stream, please share the stream. This would motivate us quite a bit to hold more of these streams. So please like the stream and please share it with whoever is preparing for CAT. Okay. It takes time to pick. Pankaj, essentially I would suggest that don't start reading it completely. If you just do a brief look through, you know the topic from just a look through without reading. And 4 look throughs should take you less than 30 seconds. So you can use those 30 seconds to at least pick. I generally don't pick anything. I solve all 4 RCs, so I don't actually do that scanning of passages. But I solve all 4 RCs and then go to VA, because I know RCs are my strength. If you're going to leave one, okay, if you're going to leave one RC, do 3 RCs, then also you can actually stop not do the scanning as such, because essentially try to do the first, second, third. And if you find any of the first 3 slightly on the difficult side, you can ditch it and go to the next one. If you find scanning the article to be time consuming, always you have to at least try to attempt 3 RCs. 2 RCs is like taking a bit of a risk, because then your attempt rate would be slightly on the lower side. So if you're going to do 3 RCs, might as well, unless you come across something which is painful to read, just attempt it. It won't be that bad as such. Okay, if you're looking for cat mocks, please do check out our cat mocks. We are having a sale. They are only there for $7.99 and these are very high quality mocks. We have put in a lot of time and effort in making these mocks, checking these mocks, recording videos for them, and these are very, very good mocks with like excellent every question comes with a detailed solution, with a video solution, so you'll definitely benefit a lot from these mocks. So please do check it out. They are only for $7.99. Okay. Even after doing the RC practice, accuracy is not increasing. Always end up selecting the second best choice and unable to do PGs. Okay. So when it comes to selecting between two close options, if you feel that you're always choosing the wrong option, you have to actually analyze why you made the particular choice. There are unconscious biases that sometimes come into play, especially when you have had a bit of a bad run where your confidence is shaken. You kind of start second guessing everything that you are going to choose. So I would suggest that don't second guess yourself too much, because then you start having this reverse psychological effect where you feel that, no, I feel this is the right answer, but I am often wrong, so this would be the wrong answer and I'll choose something else. So actually go with your gut, go with your instinct. If you make a mistake with your instinct, understand why you made the mistake, but still it is important to have a confidence in yourself, in your ability to understand the passage and not second guess yourself too much. If it is, you find yourself conflicted between two options often, it also shows a lack of confidence in your own instinct and gut and your ability to understand the passage and backing yourself. So have some confidence. Go with what your initial reaction was before you talked yourself out of it. Okay. So I hope that made sense to you. Just consciously see what you actually felt was right and try to pick those options. With the reduced number of options, how many RCs should we expect in CAT 2021? I still feel there will be 4 RCs. I don't think they'll reduce the number of RCs. In fact, if I see 26 questions in verbal, I always felt that 8 VA was a bit of a stretch. You didn't need 8 VA questions. So I feel that they'll cut 1 or 2 VA questions and they'll keep, maybe they'll cut one of the RCs from 4 to 3 or something like that, or have 5 plus 4 plus 4. So 5 plus 4 plus 4 as instead of having 18 questions, 17 questions, and have like another 7 questions of VA. So you cut 2 questions and have like 24 questions as such, which would be my guess, but I don't want to guess without having a full I can speculate, but I don't know for sure. So I'll wait for the actual official notification, but I don't think they'll cut on the number of RCs. Many reasons for that, because firstly, starting with you need to give even the choice for those who are struggling. Even if, like you say, okay, there's only 40 minutes, people won't be able to answer all questions in 40 minutes, but you don't need them to answer all questions. As a paper setter, you need to make sure that there is enough gap between good students and bad students. There isn't clumping of scores. So if there is clumping of scores, it's difficult for you to actually give out percentiles. There will be clumping in percentiles as well. So if you have clumping of scores, when can you have clumping of scores? When you give too little choice in the paper to actually solve. If you give 3 RCs, if somebody doesn't get one of the RCs, you will have clumping of scores again. So I don't think there will be 3 RCs. I still think there will be 4 RCs, because the paper setter does not want to, you want like a more uniform distribution as much as possible. So I still think there will be 4 RCs, reducing 1 question from RCs and 1 question from VA as such. Okay, please, those guys who are joining us, I see we are very close to 100 likes. So please like the stream, please share the stream. And if you guys are benefiting from Krako's series, please share them with whoever is preparing for CAT. It would actually help us quite a bit and motivate us quite a bit if more people join us for these streams as such. Okay, so let me see on the chat this also, if anybody has asked any question. Shorter RC passages, already the RC passages are 500 words. If you cut it down further, maybe 400, 450, but then you also reduce your ability to ask questions. So I still feel the RC is 500 words into 4 passages is more or less set. What would change, I feel, if I were the paper setter, I would cut more in VA. You don't need, if you had went from 34 questions with like you went from 34 questions in which there were 24 RC and 10 VA, to you went down to 18 RC and 8 VA. Now clearly the ratio of VA to RC, this is not visible over here, but I'll just write it down over here. You went from 24 to 18 in RC, and you went from 10 to 8 in VA. So if you were actually going to cut, where would you cut? Would you cut at RC? No, you'd cut at VA, because that I feel the VA is overrepresented. If this was the ideal optimum that you thought, that 24 to 10, then VA is where you would cut, not RC. Okay, so let's LRDI sectionals. Okay, Ishan, we'll try to do more of the LRDI sectionals. It's basically something that we have been trying to add. It takes time for us to actually do all of them, and we'll try to add as many videos as possible. I know, especially with LRDI, it helps a lot of students, so we are like very focused on that. Okay, okay, I think this is over, and good to see so many people who got it right. Sauradeep, Sarthak, Arjun, Akhil, Akhilesh and Dikshita got all questions right. Very good to see that. And okay, sorry, by mistake wrote 22 instead of 12, wanted to correct but no option. Sorry Anaga, there is no editing at this point. You will have the option to edit on the actual paper and in mocks, but sorry, this is a live test, and because it actually impacts the statistics, we don't give a option to edit. But good to know you were able to solve it properly, and take heart in the fact that you knew how to solve it, even if that is not reflected in your current score. So good to see so many of you got it right, and I'm very happy to see that this is something that you can do, because this is actually CAT level. You can get, if this is something that you can get in CAT and solve in CAT. If this comes in CAT where you have those kind of time period kind of thing, you should definitely solve. Okay, one more answer I will give for the studious guy who had asked. That I miss some points and tend to waste a lot of points time in DILR. In VARC, I need to reread many times. Any tips for that? Firstly, for VARC, do active reading. Active reading, I've said many times. Basically, it is you read a paragraph, you write down the main point. You read a paragraph, you write down the main point. That essentially reduces your chances of doing rereading, etc. When it comes to DILR, what I generally do is, when I am solving and I have a lot of clues, I tend to tick off the clues. Now you don't have the clues in front of you like I do while I'm solving on the paper. So then what you can do is, you can say there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clues. I have used up clue 6 entirely, I'll mark it off. I have used up clue 3 entirely, I'll mark it off. That helps you in keeping track of how many clues there are and what clues you need to use to actually get to the final configuration. These two tips will help you quite a bit in your DILR and VARC. So let's get started firstly with this particular set. I hope you guys tried my method of opening balance, closing balance, etc. If you did, I think this would have been a fairly easy set to solve. Okay, so let's look at the set. The table given below presents the data regarding the number of people who entered and exited a shopping mall during different intervals of time. The mall opens at 11 AM and closes at 7 PM. There are no people inside the mall before 11 AM, and all the people leave the mall by 7 PM. Okay, so you have this table. So as I said, you should do an opening balance, closing balance method. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 time periods. 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. Now you have opening balance, additions, deletions, closing balance. And there will be other two rows that I'll add, which are min and max. I'll tell you exactly what that min and max is, but I'll first start with the opening balance, addition, deletion and closing balance. So you have opening balance, addition, deletion and closing balance. Okay. Now what is opening balance? Opening balance is basically what are the number of people at exactly 11. So at exactly 11 there are no people in the mall, so this is 0. What row, what actual columns are given in the table? The columns given in the table are the additions, that is people who entered, and deletions, that is people who left. So just copy over that data entirely. So this is 27, 0, 41, 41, 47, 52. This is 76, 67. This is 82, 72. This is 93, 78. This is 21 and 65. And this is 13 and 25. Okay. So we'll do the opening balance, closing balance method. So what is closing balance? That is opening balance plus addition minus deletions. So how much would be the closing balance in this particular case? That would be 27. So the opening balance here is 27. What would be the closing balance for 12 to 1? That is 27 plus 41 minus 41. So again it would be 27. Now what would be the opening balance over here? That would be 27, 27 plus 47 minus 52. So that would be 22. 22 plus 76 minus 67, so that is basically plus 9, so this is 31. 31 plus 82 minus 72, so that would be 41. 41 plus 93 minus 78, so that is basically 56. 56 plus 21 minus 65, so this is minus 9, so this is 12. So this is 12 plus 13 minus 25, so this is 0. So we got a closing balance of 0, as is given that after 7 p.m. there is nobody who left the mall after 7 p.m. So this makes sense that we got 0 over here. So what does this exactly mean? This means that at 11 o'clock, exactly 11 o'clock, there are 0 people in the mall. At exactly 12 o'clock, this is 11, exactly 12 o'clock, there will be 27 people in the mall. At exactly 12 o'clock, there are 27 people. At exactly 1 o'clock, there is 27 people in the mall. Same way you can go ahead. So the opening balance tells you exact number of people at 11, at 12, at 1, at 2, etc. Now I'll also give the min and max. Now basically what is min and max? So this gives you discrete values, the number of people in the mall at discrete points of time, at exactly 11, at exactly 12. But this is an hour, okay, and in the hour, depending on the way people came in and way people went out, you could have different number of people inside the mall during the time period. For example, consider 11 to 12, okay, you are given that between 11 to 12, 27 people came in and 0 people went out. But all 27 would not have come exactly at 11:01, right? So at 11:01, maybe nobody came in. So what is the least number of people that could be there at any point of time between 11 to 12? The least number of people could be 0, because essentially if all 27 suppose came at 11:59:59, then at any other point other than 11:59:59, the number of people inside the mall would have been 0. Similarly, what would have been the maximum number of people at any point of time between 11 and 12? Suppose everybody came at exactly 11:01. Then the maximum number of people would be entire 27, saying that all 27 came exactly at 11:01. So at 11:05 we had all 27. So consider what would be the min and max for any point of time in that range. I'm not saying that is the case, but what is the min and max value for any point of time within the range? So say at 11:05, what is the min number of people that would be there? Suppose none of those 27 people came in the first 5 minutes, the min number would be 0. The max number would be, suppose all 27 came before 11:05, then the max number would be 27. So this way I can identify min and max for any point inside the range by doing the same idea. So if I say that what if if in the 27, so if you have 27 and 41 and 41, what is the least number of people that could be inside the mall at say 12:01? What could be the least number? See, of these 41, suppose 27 were the ones who were already there in the mall at 12. If they suppose all of them left, okay, if all of them left, then you had 0 people in the mall, then 41 people came, and then the remaining 14 left. So basically, there could be a point of time inside in the 12 to 1 range when you have 0 people in the mall. So what would be the minimum value? See, basically you had 27 at exactly 12 o'clock. Then suppose all 27 of them left. Okay, so of these 41, these were the 27 who left. Then you had some people come in. Of these 41, some people came in. Again, say 14 people came in. Okay, and again all those 14 also left. So you had 14 people come in, 14 people leaving. So 41 people have left. And how many people are in the mall? 0. So in that case also the minimum value can be 0 in that case. What would be the maximum value? Suppose all the 41 people who came into the mall between 12 and 1 came at exactly 12:01. Then how many people would be in the mall? That would be 27 plus 41. So this would be 68. So you can find min and max values in this way. See, basically if the deletion is more than this value, the minimum value will be 0, because essentially you can always say that whoever was there left. All these 27 were part of this 52 who left, and they left at the start of the time period. So there was 0 people left in the mall. So in all cases, when this value is less than this value, the minimum number of people in that time period would be 0. So 0 over here, 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 and 0 over here. Okay, so all of this, in all of these cases, it can be 0 as such at some point of time in the mall. Minimum would be 0 in that particular point of time in the mall. Now, what would be the max? Max would be when you have all the additions come in, join the opening balance, and the deletions occur at the very last minute. So what would be the maximum in this case? This would be 27 plus 47, and that would mean that you have 74 people in the mall. That means that none of the deletions have happened, none of the people have left, but all have entered. So in that case, the maximum number would be 27 plus 47, that is 74. Similarly, over here you would have 98, you would have 113, you would have 134, and you would have 77, and you would have 25. Okay, so this would be the min and max value of how many people are there in the mall inside that time range. So now that I have my full table, I can go and actually solve the question. So the first question is, what is the maximum possible number of people inside the mall at 3:47? So that is between the 3 to 4 period. So in the 3 to 4 period, what is the maximum possible value? That is 113. When do I get 113? Basically, there were 31 people exactly at 3 p.m. There were 31 people. Okay. So suppose that at between 3 to 3:47, say all of these 82 people have joined. So another 82 people came. These are the 113. Suppose no one left. Okay. All these 72 people went off at say 3:50 p.m. In that case, how many people would you have? What is the max number of people you would have at 3:47? That would be 113. So the max number of people that you have in the mall at 3:47 p.m. is option D, 113. So we can do the same thing for the next question you have. What is the max number of people inside the mall at any instant of time? That would be essentially the max of this column. At any instant of time, the max number of people would be this over here, which is 134. So the max number of people at any instant of time is option C, 134. Let's take a look at the third question. What is the maximum possible number of people who entered the mall between 1 and 2 p.m.? Now you have to find out between 1 and 2 p.m. what is the max and left between 6 and 7 p.m. So you need somebody who joined in over here between 1 and 2 p.m. and left over here between 6 and 7 p.m. So essentially you have to figure out that all these 27, okay, 41 who joined in, okay, at this point of time, 27 were left, and essentially at 1 o'clock you had these 27 people, at exactly 1 o'clock you had these 27 people, and at exactly they left between 6 and 7, so say so 1 and 2 p.m. So at 2 o'clock exactly how many you had? Between 27 to 22. Okay, so essentially at 1 p.m. you had 27, and between 6 and 7 p.m. at 7 p.m. you had 0, but at 6 to 7 you had 12 people. So essentially you have to figure out how many could have come between 1 to 2 and left between 6 to 7. See, assume that all of these 27 that came in stayed as much as possible. Can these entire 27 stay from the 1 to 2 period also till 2 p.m.? Those who were there at, those 27 who were there at 1 p.m, can they be there at 2 p.m. also? No, because this is 22, which means at least 5 of them must have left. So assume that these 27 people who were there at 1 p.m. were there, of that 22 were there still at 2 p.m. and 5 of them left. Okay, now those 22 people were also still over here at 3 p.m, were also still over here at 4 p.m, were also still over here at 5 p.m, were also still there at 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. there are only 12 people. So 6 to 7 p.m. if you say, then they will have to go. So if it is after 6, then you can't say of these 22, all 22 remained. So of these 22 only 12 remained and 10 went off, which meant that of these, what is the number of people who could have actually left from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m? Only 12 could have left between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Those who started between 1 to 2. So what is the maximum possible number of people who entered the mall between 1 to 2 and left between 6 to 7 p.m.? The maximum possible number of this entire list, that is basically the floor of that particular range, which is 12. Now let's take a look at the next question. Next question, which is last question. What is the maximum number of people who could have spent exactly 413 minutes in the mall? 413 minutes, if you see 413 minutes is slightly less than 7 hours. So you need somebody who can come in, like say if you come in at 11 o'clock, you will go 12 to 11, 12, so that would be basically till 5 p.m. So that would be around 6 hours up till 6 p.m. So that would be 7 hours. So if you come at 11 a.m., you have to leave somewhere around slightly less than 7 hours. So basically just before 6 or basically at 5:53 p.m. Okay, so if you come from 11 a.m. to 5:53 p.m. or if you come from if you come in the next hour from 12 o'clock, 12 noon, still you have to go by 6:53 or something like that. Essentially a 6 hour 5 hour 63 minute 6 hour 53 minute window. So let us assume in the first case, when you have people joining in at 11 a.m. suppose all 27 came at 11 a.m. Okay, so all these 27 came at 11 a.m. So what would be the least value of people who stayed till like 5:53? If you see every week hour on hour, suppose how many of those can actually stay till 5:53? So you have these 27. These 27, let's say all 27 who came in at 11, all stayed back till this. All the new guys who came in were also the ones who left. So these 27 have remained. Now can all 27 remain from 1 to 2? No, they can't remain because it has dropped down to 22. So of that 27, let's say all 22 remained and 5 went off. So now you have 22 people who are there from 11 o'clock. Now of the 31, suppose 22 out of these 31 are those who came at 11 o'clock. Down to 41, again though 22 out of the 41 are from 11 o'clock. Down to 56, and at 5:53 they can leave, right? So that is between 11 a.m. to 5:53. At 5:53 they can leave, so they can be one of these 65 people who left. So again, these 22 could have been out of these 65 people who left. So you don't need to consider this 12 at all. So all of those 22 people could have been the ones who came in at 11 and left between 5 to 6 at 5:53 p.m. as such. So those 22 could have definitely been there throughout or for a period of 413 minutes. Now let us take a look at the next case. Suppose you came in at 12. So 12, coming in at 12 and going out between 6 to 7. But the issue that is there is, even if you consider these 27 as different people or somebody new who came in over here, these 41, here I assumed all 41 who came over here left also. Again, if you say somebody else came in and some of them stayed back, that would again be cutting into how many stayed back over here. So I can't get over this 22 in any way because I have assumed all 22 are the ones who started from 11 o'clock. So because of that roadblock, I can't assume anybody who came in earlier and stayed for 413 minutes. So the max number of people who could have spent exactly 413 minutes is 22. Okay. Okay, sorry, I hope this was clear to you. Sorry, I had a cough at the end of it. So this is basically how you solve this set. Once you had the opening balance, addition, deletion, closing balance, it became very easy to figure out the answers. Whenever you get any DI set where you have data split over time periods, where data from one time period flows into other time period, always have this opening, addition, deletion, closing balance format. It becomes very easy once you follow that format. So I see a lot of people who are there and I know a lot of you have asked questions. I'll try to answer the questions, but please get ready for the second test. Okay, so how many of, if you guys are just joining in, please go to krakow.in/live. The test is over there. I will be posting the second set soon, so please be ready. I hope all of you guys are ready. And also to the guys who scored a perfect 12, I hope you are able to solve the second set also. Whoever comes first gets a t-shirt. So please do make sure that you try your hardest with the second set also. And giving the second set now. Hope everyone is ready and I'll be answering the questions in the interim. Okay, so the second set is posted. Okay. Everyone who is actually over here and who is liking the stream, please make sure you like the stream and share the stream with whoever is preparing for CAT. It helps us a lot. All of you who are actually if you are still looking for a if you're looking for mock series, please do check out Kraku's mocks. They are there for $7.99 only. They are very good quality mocks. We have put in a lot of effort to make sure all the questions are up to par. They are the right difficulty level, the right mix of questions, and we have put a lot of effort in recording video solutions as well. So please do check out Kraku's video series. It's Kraku's mock series. It's only for $7.99. If you're looking for a full crash course which covers all concepts, has enough practice material, please do check out our crash course. It's a 2-month crash course which starts on Monday. We'll be providing the link for the same over here. So please do check out the 2 months crash course also. So good to see so many people here, and please like the stream, all of you guys who are here. I hope all of you guys understood the question. I'll be trying to see if you're able to see the this. Rishi, if you are a premium member and you're not able to access the video solutions, please just write, please send an email to support@kraku.in. They will help you resolve that issue quickly. I think it might also be related to like a Firefox plugin that is required at times. So please do reach out to us in case you are a premium member who is not able to access video solutions. Okay. What can be the new format? How many questions in each section? My guess would be 24, 22, 22 and then 24 again. And the reduction mostly will be in the VA section, and quant again would be individual reduction, so not much. And my guess would be there would be a slightly change in the format of DILRs, where I feel that there will be more 4-question DILRs. Okay. Suraj, I hope you got help. I have already downloaded. Okay. Previous people. Okay. I think your query was resolved, Suraj. How to push attempts in DLR, increasing it reduces accuracy, kind of a paradox. So Harshad, basically just remember that you have to understand how much time you're going to take for each set. So if you say that okay, I have only 2-3 minutes left at the end, you have to think of a different strategy. If you have 2-3 minutes left at the end, firstly try to make sure that you attempt every single theta question that there is, because there is no negative marking for theta question. Also, in many sets, you have these sitter questions where basically you need not solve the entire set, but you can get that one question just by looking at the data as such. So that is basically, if you have 2-3 minutes left at the end, what you should do to push up the number of attempts. The other more important thing is basically reducing the time required for each set, and the time you require reduce the time it takes to reduce. If you want to reduce time required for each set, you need practice. That's the only way you can actually do, like, instead of taking 14 or 15 minutes for a set, you have to do them in 12 minutes. That should be your target every single time, that when you start the clock at 12 minutes, you should make sure that you are finishing up the set. That is basically what I always see, that I should be completing a set. A difficult set at 12 minutes is good. In fact, you should be, for the easier set, you should be done by the 8th or 9th minute as such. It is not a compromise against accuracy, because essentially if you are losing out on accuracy, then you're not solving the set. You're making guesses, which is not what I'm asking you to do. In LRDI, don't make assumptions, don't make guesses. You should actually try to solve the set. Always solve the set, and you should be taking lesser time to solve the set completely. If you essentially are, if you're trying to make assumptions and solve, it will not be right at most of the time. The accuracy, that is the reason why your accuracy is poor, then that is a bad way of solving. If you have low time and you want to solve a set quickly, I would suggest that one more way of actually reducing the time is using the options, because the options give you an idea what is impossible. So if you have 4 options, you know that your answer should be of these 4 options, and that kind of reduces that you have to consider, the number of cases you have to consider. So you can use that way to actually reduce what you have to solve or how much you have to solve. But don't make assumptions that okay, maybe if this could be B or C, but B looks right, so let me start by putting B over here. that will actually lead you to the wrong answer. So don't go that way. You can use the options, but don't make assumptions. Okay, I think most of you guys were able to understand the previous set, so I didn't get any questions on that. Okay, mocks and sectionals, then you will be able to see the videos for mocks and sectionals then, Rishi, all the video solutions. So make sure that you just drop a line to support@krakow.in. If you're facing a technical issue, they'll help you resolve it. Actually, I'm looking for basically from science background, so which sections I want to take right now. So what do you mean with sections? You have to attempt all 3 sections. You don't get a choice of the 3 sections as such. In terms of what sections, sectionals to practice, depends on your personal weakness. If you are weak in a particular section, whether it be quant, LRDI, verbal, take those sectionals more. But also make sure that you are taking at least 1 mock every week, plus some sectionals from whatever area that you are weak in. Okay, I'm scoring 60 marks in mocks. How do I improve my score to 100 plus? See, basically, Amish, you have to go through this iterative process to actually get to an improvement. Give a mock. After that, go through that mock carefully. What were the questions you couldn't answer? What questions you took too much time to answer? First is what questions you couldn't answer. Was it because you didn't know a concept? If that is the case, go and see the concept, read up on the concept again. Make sure that if it comes again, you will be able to answer it. If it was because you got stuck or you made a silly mistake, still then go and solve more questions from that particular context. Solve so much that it becomes your strength. So that is basically what you have to do. Every single mock, go and see what you did wrong. Focus on your errors. Make sure that you don't make them again, so that inch by inch you will be inching up from 60 to 100 plus. The only way you can actually do that is basically focus on whatever mistakes you're making and reduce them as much as possible. Okay, let's see how much time is left. I hope, okay, 7 minutes are left. People are already getting the questions and solving the questions. So I hope most of you guys are able to solve them. Okay, and this is a data with connected data set. I hope the values over here are kind of on the small side. So please go to krakow.in/live and click over there, and you should be able to click on view instructions. You should be able to see the proper data set. If you're seeing this video not in the live format, if you're seeing this later on, even then what you can do is still go to krakow.in/live, and what you do is at live you will see in the page, you will see above the window you will see this button called live sessions. Click on that live sessions button. It will take you to all live sessions. Then you can go to this specific live session which is data interpretation set, and once you go to data interpretation cat, you can take the test in the test format so that you can see this data in the proper format. This is currently too small for most people to see. So make sure that you head over to krakow.in/live and take the test in the view instructions to take the test. Otherwise on the video this would be too small to actually see. Okay, I hope you guys are able to solve this, and best of luck. I'm seeing a lot of people are attempting. So also guys, please like this stream, please share the stream. I see a lot of people have liked this stream, and thank you very much for that. So as many of you can like the stream, that would help us and motivate us quite a bit. Those of you are looking for a CAT formulas PDF, this would be actually the time. So we have posted the link in the chat box, which is essentially a all formula PDF. It helps you get all the formulas in one go. This is especially good for revision. So whenever you are revising, especially before a mock, make sure you go through the formulas just before the mock so that you know that I remember each formula correctly. Okay, and I hope you guys are able to solve this. Let me give you a slight hint if you guys are getting stuck. So this, you have 2 connected data sets. I generally solve this. This is also partly arrangement kind of a question. So you know how we solve arrangements as such, right? We try to do these ticks and crosses kind of a method. So you can try that method over here. Basically you have these players A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and you have to figure out which of them will be part of which team. So you can draw the table out and you can say that okay, their scores are like this, and then you have the 4 teams, strikers, 6, I will just put this up. So you have A, B, C, D. and you have the teams, their individual scores, which is exactly one catch, exactly two catch, exactly three catch, more than three catches. And you have the four teams, okay, which is strikers, you have strikers, sixers, and royals and kings, right? So similar to our format for arrangement, this is also partly arrangement, right? So similar to a format for arrangement, in this question also, whenever you see that the data of these two sets is incompatible, you can put cross. So say for example, somebody has dropped four catches. The catch has dropped in 4 matches he has dropped more than 3 catches. Then he can't possibly be part of strikers, sixers or royals. He has to be part of kings. So whenever you get across that case, you can mark off all of those guys where he cannot be part of that particular team. So using that method, you can figure out which players can belong to which teams. That is a big clue. I hope that helps you solve this particular set. Okay, let's see how many guys are there. 10 correct, 14 wrong. Still very good considering that the fact that this set is slightly on the harder side. And I'm seeing like considerable improvement in a lot of students when it comes to solving these sets. Okay, so good for you guys. There's like serious improvement in everybody. So I'm very happy to see the improvement. Let's see how much time is left. There's like 2 minutes left. Best of luck, everyone. Hope you guys are able to crack this one. Also, let me know your thoughts about what you think the new format will be like. I've told already what I think where the cuts will be and how much the number of questions will be cut by. But I would also like to know everybody else's thinking on what they think would be cut. Also, would show your personal preferences. So some people might want RCs to be cut if they don't like RCs, but would want VA to be as it is 8 VA questions because they're used to scoring in VA. Or they might want 6 question LRDI sets because they feel that if they get that right, they are through. So it depends on your own personal this preferences also, what people will think will be cut and what will be kept as such. So do let me know what you guys think and what your thoughts are about this, what is going to happen. Generally, the new format would be either 24, 20, 24 or 22, 22, 22. Paritosh, yeah, I think if they give equal this, then it would be 22, 22, 22. They won't give more than that. I don't think they'll give like 24, 24, 24. Yeah, that is likely, but again, I don't feel that they'll give equal this. There are a lot of things that people consider while they are setting the paper. One of the things is that they want the outcome of the paper to be that the scores are not accumulated, the scores are fairly spaced apart. So having more QA essentially helps you space apart the scores. Also, having a decent amount of verbal section makes sure that you don't get too many quant oriented engineers in the final pool as such. So all of those considerations essentially help. That is basically what is going to go in to figuring out how many questions will be there in each section as such. So won't be too quant heavy for sure, but you have to have a method or way in which there won't be like, okay, there are like 1,000 people at like say score of 40 and then another like 1,000 at 42 and then nothing, and then there are the toppers at 50 plus. That would be a bad way in which if that distribution is there, then that's not a good distribution. Anything where you have peaks and troughs would not be a very good distribution. You'd want a more normal kind of a distribution, which means that you need a more like there should be enough number of questions for you to actually have that kind of a normalized distribution. Okay, let's see how much time is left. Okay, so the time is up and 14 people got it right. And Mithilesh came first, very good. Arjun was so close and you actually topped in the first set. So Mithilesh, very well done, and congratulations to Arjun also. You came very, very close. You should actually take a lot of heart in the fact that you did so well in both sets. But Mithilesh, please, you've topped today. Please do write to us. Send a mail at support@krakow.in to claim your t-shirt and they'll send it to you. Okay, and good to see that I often see that most of the guys who actually come here and put in effort day after day, especially like Sarthak and so many people come every single session and are improving quite a bit. So there's a lot of positive impact of this stream. So I feel very, very good that you guys are improving over time, and that so many people who are over here are very serious performers and have like clearly shown a lot of promise. So all of you guys are like absolutely like cream of the crop. So please not to make you feel that you don't need to study, but just keep at it and make sure that you crack CAT also. So well done Mithilesh. Please send an email to krakow.in, support@krakow.in to claim your t-shirt. So let's take a look at the set. I think many of you guys were not able to solve the second set. Those who got 12 in the first set are still at 12 because I think this set was a slightly tougher one. So let us take a look at the set. A group of friends played the game of catching by forming 4 teams: strikers, sixers, royals and knights. 10 players A to J were the only players who missed catches for their team. Not more than one player had missed a catch for the team in any match. So basically in one match you have one player who essentially misses the catch. Below are the tables that give the cumulative number of catches missed by players and the teams in all the games played by them. For each missed catch, the team loses 1 point. No player missed more than 5 catches in any of the matches. Okay, so basically you have more than 3 catches, essentially 4 to 5 catches, because you didn't, nobody actually missed more than 5 catches. So this is essentially 4 to 5 catch. So you have two tables. One is a table of number of matches in which each player missed catches, and the second one is the number of matches in which the team missed exactly 2 catches, number of matches in which the team missed exactly 3 catches. And this is not like the sum of A and B and sum of A and C, because it is given that in a match only one player drops. So basically if this 12 will be basically, it won't be that the 2 catches would be 1 catch by A and 1 catch by J. That would be basically one match where A has dropped 2 catches. Okay, so basically when you say that, okay, this is 12, that would be the sum of some particular rows over here. So essentially this 12, what is the connection? This 12 would be some particular rows sum. So either 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1 or 4 plus 4 plus 4. In some way that is basically the addition of those particular rows. So let's figure out how they are related. So let us try to figure out which first thing that we'll try to figure out is which players are related to which team. The first question, if you see, is also how many players can we determine the team which they play for. So your job would be firstly to basically look at the figures and try to figure out which team can they belong to. And what will essentially help over here is that this 0 over here, this 0 over here, this 5 over here. So you have to figure out all the extremities. Basically where you have extreme figures, you get an idea of what can be part of that particular team. So let me first draw that table. So you have A to J, so you have 10 people. I actually try to use the insert table instead of drawing it out. I'm not great at it. So how many rows? So 11 10 rows, 11 rows, 12 rows, and how many columns? So 1 2 3 4 and 5 4 plus 8, so that is 13 to do. Okay, insert. Okay, so these are the players which are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and this is like the total. And you have the number of matches in which they missed 1 catch, 2 catch, 3 catches, or 4 or 5 catches. Okay, now you have, this is basically strikers, then you have sixers. Why do I have 2 columns? Because essentially I am showing both the figures that are there. For strikers, I have two figures, right? I have the figures, number of matches in which they drop 2 catches, number of matches in they drop 3 catches. So this is 2, this is 3, this is 2, this is 3. The next one is Royals, again 2 and 3, and the last one is Kings, and again 2 and 3. So let me fill the figures first. So this is 1 2 3 1 2 0. This is 1 2 3 1 2 0. And you have 1 0 0 3. This is 1 0 0 3. Let us figure this one out. Missed exactly one catch. 1 0 1 4 1 1 0 1 4 1 0. 0 1 4 1 0 and 4 1 0 3. For the third one, you have 2 2 1 2 1 3. Then you have 0 2 0 2. Okay. The last one you have 4 to 5 would be 0 2 1 0, 0 2 1 0 1 0. So 0 2 1 0 1 0 and you have 0 4 3 and 0 0 4 3 and 0. Now basically you have these numbers of the matches where they have missed 2 catches and missed 3 and 3 5 and this is 0, this is 0. So basically looking at the second table, what can you say? So everybody who has played for the Sixers can have only 0 matches in which they dropped exactly 2 catches. So anybody who has a non-zero value for this particular column cannot be part of these Sixers. So for that I will just say that these are cross cross. So this is cross cross and this is cross cross, because this is a non-zero value. Since he has dropped 1 catch, A cannot be part of the Sixers, C cannot be part of the Sixers, because again this is a non-zero value, because the number of matches in which their players have dropped exactly 2 catches is 0. So that means anyone who has a non-zero value in this particular column would not have played for Sixers. So this is 0 0, this is 0, this is cross cross, this is cross cross, this is cross cross, and this is cross cross, and this is cross cross. So you have 0 over here, 0 over here, 0 over here. These 3 players are the only players who could have played for Sixers as such. Now let us consider strikers. Strikers have 0 for the number of matches in which they miss more than 3 catches. So anybody who has a non-zero value over here, you can mark off them when it comes to strikers. So this would be marked off, marked off, marked off, marked off, and marked off. Okay, so these are the people you can definitely mark off when it comes to strikers as such. Now let's take a look at the other value, which is at the other end, which is the extreme end. Now if you look at Kings, okay, Kings have 5 matches in which they have lost more than 3 catches. Now if you look at the individual players, the only player, H for example, if you consider, where can H go? H, can he go over here? No, he can't go over here, because essentially that person has missed more than 3 catches in 4 matches. So he can't go over here, can't go over here, can't go over here. He can only go into Kings, which means that H is definitely part of the Kings. So that person's score, that is 1 and 4, I'll write over here. If he is definitely part of the Kings, then I can mark off all the other things that he is definitely not a part of. Now if 1 and 4 is over here, and I know these scores, column totals are 12 and 0. This is 12 and 0. This is 0 and 3. This is basically number of 2 catches, 3 or more catches, and this is 0 and 3. This is 1 and 3, and this is 2 and 5. This is 1 and 3, and this is 2 and 5. So if this is 1 and 4, then I need essentially another person who has just 1 and 1 left in these 2 columns for actually filling out this particular Kings row. So if I have only 1 and 1 left, 1 and 4 are already done, the column totals are 2 and 5. So I have to just figure out one more person who has just 1 and 1 left in the 2 columns. I can either have 1 0 and 0 1 together, or I can have just 1 1 1. So if I consider this person is not necessarily crossed off, A, because if this guy is 1 0 and somebody else is 0 1, he'll still be there. So I will not mark off A as of now. This guy is definitely marked off because here there is a 2. Here again, this guy is okay, C is okay because he's 1 1. This guy is again marked off because he's 4 over here. This guy is okay, this guy is 0 0, can be anywhere. See, essentially because this guy is 0 0, he can be in any of these teams without impacting the column totals. So essentially this guy F can be in any team as such without impacting any column total. So for him, he can be part of any of those 4 teams without actually any of the rules being changed as such. Now we come to 4 0, so again cannot be part of kings. 0 3 again cannot be part of kings. 3 0 cannot be part of kings. So who can be part of kings? Where can I get the remaining one as such? See, this person has 1 0, so somebody else has to be 0 1, but there is nobody who is 0 1, so again he cannot be part of kings. So essentially who can be part of kings? Either C or E. So that remaining 1 1 that I need to get to this column total can come either from C or from E, and F is anywhere there, he is not impacting anybody's column total as such. So this is basically what I see that I have filled out. If you see the table for if you see the table as far as the table is concerned, I can see that many of the columns are rows are striked off for strikers and sixers. So for sixers I need 0 3. Where can I get that 0 3? Anyway, this is 0 0. So can I get the 0 3 over here? This I can get 0 3 over here because I have 0 3. Can I get 0 3 over here? No, this is just 0 2. Even if I allow this person, I don't have 0 1 anywhere else to actually make up for the fact that this column total needs to be 0 3. So this is 0 3, so I can use this to get to the column total. The other person who is there is 0 2, and I will not get to the column total. So this person has to be over here. So this guy is 0 3, and therefore this is not. So if I consider B can be in no other team other than Royals, so that means this 0 2 is over here. So if 0 2 is over here, I need only one more, which is 1 1. If that is the only thing that I need, then who can be over here? A can be over here, B, C can be over here, D cannot be any over there because he is 4 0. E can be over there. G cannot be there because he is 4 0, and this guy is already done, and this guy cannot be there because he is 3 0. So if I look at J, he can only be in strikers. So this 3 0 is over here. Look at G, again he can be only in strikers, so his 4 0 is over here. Same with D, he can only be in strikers, so his 4 0 is over here. If I look at all of this sum, how much do I get? This is 8 11 0, so this final 1 0 has to come from this guy, who is, then you get all the people who are there in strikers. You have A, D, G and J in strikers. I hope everybody is able to follow me so far. This is I hope everybody is understanding what exactly is going on over here and following me. Just let me know if you have any problem as far as following this logic is concerned. Okay, okay, Akhil saw only the first table. That's why I don't see the video. Go and see the actual that is where you will see both tables if you see view instructions. Sorry about that, but always go and to Krakow.in and click on view instructions. Don't just see the table over here. Okay. So let us see. So we have figured out who are there in strikers. Who are there in strikers? A is there in strikers. D is there in strikers. G is there in strikers. J is there in strikers. Now let us figure out. So this is 0 cross cross. If I consider C, there are two choices. Either he is in Royals or he is in Kings. Okay. Similar with E also, I have two choices. Either he is in Royals or he is in Kings. See, for both of them, they are 1 1. So essentially I need 1 1 for both of these totals, so they can either come from C or E. So if C is in Royals, then E is in Kings. If E is in Royals, then C is in Kings. So these are like two alternative cases, C or E, E or C kind of thing. And the other only person left is F, because his contribution is essentially 0 0. He can be part of any of these teams without impacting the column totals. So because of that, we have gotten a final configuration. We know exactly where everyone is except 3 people, which is C, E and F. So we have figured out where everyone else is other than C, E and F. So now that we understand that, let's try to answer the questions. There is also another part where every miscatch the team loses 1 point. So let us also figure out how much each person is going to cost the team as such. See, if you lose one, consider the case of A, okay, he is losing 1 catch, 2 catches, 3 catches and 0 catches. So how many points is A going to cost the team as such? He is going to cost the team somewhere between this is 1, so 1 plus 2 plus 6. So he is going to cost 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 6. So he is going to cost 9 points. Okay. Consider the case of B. This is 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 8 or 10. So this would be 8 plus 8. So this guy will cost the team anywhere between 16 to 18 points. 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 8 plus 12 or 13. So this is 12 to 13. 1 plus 8, 9, 9 plus 6, 15, 15. Exact 15. This is 2 plus 2, 4, 4, 7, 7. 7 plus 4 is 11 or 12. This guy is going to cost, E is going to cost his team 11 to 12 points. This guy is going to cost his team 9 points. F. G is going to cost 9 points again. This guy is going to cost 2 plus 6, that is 8. 8 plus 16 or 20. 8 plus 16 is 24. And plus 20 is 28. So 24 to 28. So H can cost the team anywhere between 24 to 28 points. For I, this would be 3 into 4. So that would be anywhere between 12 to 15 points. And J can cost the team anywhere between 0 for 4 to 5. So this is 3 plus 6, 3 plus 6, 9, 9 plus 6, 15. So he is going to cost his team 15 points. So let us take a look at the what is the number of points that strikers is going to lose. So first, strikers, how many points are going to be lost? So this is 9 points from A plus 15 points from D, so that is 24, plus 9 points from G, so that is 33, 33 plus 15 points, so 48. And in case he has F also, if they have F in strikers also, that would be plus 9. So he will have either 48 or 57 as the number of points that minus 48 or minus 57 as the number of points of strikers. For sixers, what would you have? For this guy, you will have 12 to 15 points plus the 9 points from F possibly. So you can have either 12 to 15 points, or if you have those plus 9 points also, you will have 21 to 24 points. So your score for sixers can be in this particular range. Let's consider for royals. Now essentially you have this condition where you have either C or E, and you have F or no F. So you have basically 4 cases. One is with if you have say C and with F, C without F, E with F, and E without F. Okay, so E with F and E without F. So if you have C and with F, so if you have C, you have 12 to 13 points. You have these 16 to 18 points anyway. So 16 to 18 points plus 12 to 13 points is 28 to 31 points. 28 to 31 points, and F, so without F would be 21 to 38. And with F would be C, so no, not 21, 28 to, I've gotten the values incorrect. So this would be how much? This would be C with without F is C is, this is you have already 16 to 18 plus 12 to 13 is 28 to 31. 28 to 31 without F, so this is 28 to 31. With F would be 9 more, so this is 37 to 40 with F. If you have E with without F, if instead of C you have E, if you have E, it is 27 to 30. So you have 27 to 30 over here. If you have E with F, you have 36 to 39. Why do I have this value? If you're not understanding, basically you have 2 cases. You have either, in case of royals, you have either C or E, and you have F or you don't have F. F can be in any of the 4 teams. So I'm considering what are the possible values of the score. If I have C, then I have C and no F, then I have this range of possible scores for this team. If I have C with F, then I have this range of score for the team. If I have E, not C, I have E with F, then this is the range. If I have E without F, this is the range. Now I'll do the same thing for kings also. So for kings, I have this one person who is 24 to 28 anyway. Apart from that, I will have either C or E, and may or may not have F. So again, I will say C with F, C with F, C without F, E with F, and E without F. Okay, so let us consider the case with C with F. So if you have C, it is 12 to 13, and without F, C without F 12 to 13 plus your already points of 24 to 28. So that would be 36 to 41. If you have F in addition to that, how much would it be? So this would be 36 to 41 plus 9. So this would be 45 to 50. Now in case you have E without F, if you have E without F, then you have these 35 to 40. So 35 to 40 without F, and if you have F in addition to it, it would be 44 to 49. So these are the possible ranges of values for the points that each of these team has, depending on the individual configuration where F is. So now that we have this entire table, we can now go on to answer the questions. So the first question is, for how many players can we determine the team they play for? So I know all the players teams except for C, E and F. So out of 10, I don't know for 3. So the right answer is, I know the teams for 7 players. So the answer is option C, 7. Now let's take a look at the second question. The second question is, if the point scored by the highest scoring team is minus 22, then what is the maximum number of matches in which a player of the highest scoring team misses more than 4 catches? So who can be minus 22? Strikers cannot be minus 22. These guys can be minus 22. Can anybody else be minus 22? 37, 28, 36, 27. So the least value that these guys can take is 27. So cannot be minus 22. Again, these guys can also never be minus 22. I've just written the positive or absolute values, but you lose a point, so you'll be essentially minus value. So none of these can be actually be 22. So the only one who can actually be minus 22 is Sixers. So you will have to consider, when do you have minus 22? You have minus 22 with F. So if F is part of the team and you have I also part of the team, and basically F is giving 9 and I is giving you 13 points, then you have minus 22. And that basically means that 13 points basically means that this guy, you have 0 to 3, right? So your points are essentially coming from this 12 to you have 12 to 13. So if you are 12 to 15, if you are getting 13 points there, how can you get 13 points there? Each you have basically missed 13 catches, so you have 4, 4 and 5. That is basically how you can get 13 catches out of these a score of 13. So how many of these 3 you will have 4 and 4 and 5. That is how you will get 13. So here he has gotten 5 catches, and in case of 9 he has 0 catches as such. So what is the max number of, for this particular guy, what is the max number of matches in which a player of the highest scoring team misses more than 5 catches, 4 catches? That is how many times, what is the max number of times that you get 5 catches? The max number of times would be actually 1. There is only one 5 catch as such. Everybody else, like the F guy does not have any match with more than even 3 catches. So it has to come from I. And from I also, there is only one match in which he has actually had a 5 catch. So that basically means that in how many matches has that happened? That answer is option B, 1. Basically, you have one guy who has not had any match with 5 misses or 5 catch drops, and I who has had one match with 5 catches dropped. So that basically means there is one match in which that person, one of the players, has missed more than 4 catches. So the answer is B. Now let's take a look at the next question, which is over here. Which of these can be the maximum combined score obtained by any 2 teams? So let us take a look at the options. You have minus 39, minus 35, minus 48, minus 40. Can I have minus 39? If you have minus 39, all of these are out of contention anyway. It is 48 and 57. And all of these are anyway, the min value over here is 35. So this is also out of contention. So the minimum value I can possibly get is if I combine these two. Here it is 27 minimum value over here, and the minimum value is 12. Everywhere this minimum guy's minimum value is 48. This guy's minimum value is 12. If you look at the range also, 48 to 57, this minimum is 48. This minimum is 12. This minimum, if I consider width, in this case you would have to consider what would be the minimum? In all of these conditions, 27 is the minimum. In all of these conditions, what is the minimum? You have 35 is the minimum. So the only way I can get is 39 is 12 plus 27, where I'll get 39. In that case, what will happen is I'll put F somewhere else. I'll put F either or with kings, or I'll put in with strikers, so that I get E with F, and C will be over here. This guy will have E, this guy will have C, and I'll have 12 over here because F is not there. So 12 plus 27, I'll get 39. So this 39 is possible. Let us see if 35 is possible. 35 is not possible because if I add everybody's minimum score also, at the very least I'll get 39. If I consider minus 48 would not be the sum of two guys' score, which would be the maximum score also is minus 39. Minus 48 is lower than that. So if minus 39 is possible, that would be my answer. So the right answer in this case is minus 39. Now let's take a look at the next question, which is the last question. What is the maximum number of catches that players of Team Kings could have missed all of the matches they played? So maximum number of catches that they could have lost. So I have to find out the max of this particular ranges, of all the ranges combined. So this is up to 40, this is 49, this is 41, this is 50. So what is the max number of catches they could have lost? That is 50 catches. So the answer is 50. So as you could see, once I had this table and I had my ranges, it became easy to solve. You might not know immediately what table you have to form, but just remember, when you have connected data sets, you have to connect data table A with data table B. In this case, what happened was that the data, each of those rows was not part of the second table also. So I had to expand the table into a bigger this, where I had to also figure out who was part of which team. But essentially, my current table that you see on the screen combines these two tables to form one coherent table. My column, these have become column totals as such. So this 12, 0, 1, 2 have become column totals for me. So that is the basic idea of how you should go about doing this. So now that you know this, I hope if anything which comes with data tables with connected data sets, you will be able to understand how to connect those two to form a unified table. Please let me know if you have any queries. I know this was not an easy set, but also I'm very happy that many were able to still solve it. So please let me know if you have any query. Would you do this set in actual mock? If yes, complete set or a few selective questions. In the actual mock, I would do this set, but see, remember, in actual mock, I would not do it in this perfect format. What I would do is, I'll draw this table, but I will not keep on filling the x's and this. I'll just figure out where each can go, and I'll try to cut down the time as much as possible. That way you will actually solve without taking up too much of your time. So this whole time that came in copying over the table, try to cut the time required there. I've copied over the table so that the final table is clear to you, but you don't need to actually do that in the actual mock. You should just keep it in front of you, the screen, and don't need to copy this over. This part was what you actually needed, right? So you should have just spent time making this particular table, not copy over the data that you don't really need. So that is the basic way in which you reduce the time that is required to solve the question. This question I might not have done immediately, because again, when you have data sets, especially an expanded table like that, it would take time. But if I find the rest of the sets less doable, then I will do this. If this comes as a 6-question set, definitely I'll do this. So it depends on whether or not I'll attempt, depend on what kind of reward I get for it. So I'll definitely do it if I get a lot of reward for it. So that's the basic idea behind this. Okay, so I'm glad this was a tough one. I got one correct. Without table, was confused how to draw the table. See, always remember, you have to find what is common between the two sets. So in this case, the common aspect was that the individual contributions became the column totals which you have given in the second table. So the second table was the column totals of these individual contributions. So you have to show it in that way. Always try to figure out in terms of either words or sentences what is the relation between them, and try to draw that out. Okay. Okay, Sauradeep, you can mail us. We will definitely like to interview you. So please do mail us at support@krakow.in, and we'll try to speak to you. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Thank you for the stream, and I hope this was useful to you. Please like the stream and please share it for the next time. Thank you everyone who came to the stream today. Thank you very much.